Hey guys, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm doing my top 10 McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse action figures of the year. This year has been quite a banger for McFarlane Toys. We've had so many good action figures, a lot better than the last 2 years in my opinion, which those weren't bad either. But we're finally getting more characters besides Batman and Superman, which is nice to see. Before I get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that you can keep up with all my new videos. Coming in at number 10 is the Rebirth Superman figure. This is a figure that reuses quite a lot from the Bizarro and the Infected Superman figures. We all kind of thought they might give us the Rebirth, and I was definitely pleased to see this figure. I do have a few gripes with it. Mainly the paint on the face is kind of weird. It's got really rosy cheeks. And I don't love that they just reused the Action Comics 1000 head. It is a little small in my opinion, but it still looks good. I love the color of the blue. I love the shiny Superman symbol. And I personally really love the Rebirth Superman design. So I had to pick this guy up. Superman's my favorite character from DC Comics, so this was a no-brainer. But overall, a great figure. In ninth place, we have the John Stewart Green Lantern figure. I was super excited when this was announced. I really do like the Green Lantern sculpt they have. The armor piece that you can add on and the backpack are cool additions. And of course, the minigun is a great piece that you can have. And obviously, you could swap with Hal Jordan. So there's a lot of cool possibilities with this. I hope they just keep churning out Green Lantern figures. I know there's a rumored Kyle Rayner coming. This was the first of the Green Lantern figures for McFarlane besides the animated version. So I was really pleased with this. I think the head sculpt looks fantastic and it's just a great figure. Coming in at number 8 is Etrigan the Demon. Now I love Jack Kirby, the King. I love his creations. I love his designs, and Etrigan is no exception. He's one of my favorite kind of magical characters in the DC mythos. I would prefer the classic kind of red jumpsuit look, but I do like the armor. I like that they threw in some red touches. I've seen some customizers add more red and it looks really good. The sword's a cool addition, and just the face sculpt looks great. It looks just like Etrigan should. Coming in at number 7, we have the King Shark Build-A-Figure or Mega Figure. They're basically the same. Mine is the Build-A-Figure version. He's just a solid, really cool figure. They did a really good job of capturing the design from the film. He was definitely a standout from the movie. I was really excited to pick this guy up. His articulation is not that great, which for a mega figure, that's kind of expected. However, that did drop him a little bit in my list just because you can't get him into many poses. Coming in at number 6 is the Lex Luthor green and purple power suit version. Lex Luthor is my favorite comic book villain, like Superman is my favorite comic book hero. It's really great to see McFarlane take a stab at Lex. I think they did a really good job. I like the blue version as well, but I prefer the classic green and purple. My only gripe really with this figure is that he's looking to the side, which seems to be a new trend that I hope they stop doing. Great head sculpt, great figure, so much new sculpture here, which is nice to see. Really crossing my fingers for just a business suit Lex in the future, but this is an awesome one to have for sure. Coming in at number 5 is Lobo. This is a figure that I really love. They really went all out. They did all new sculpting. They really nailed the textures of the leather jacket, the jeans. He's got so much detail in there. You can even see like his arm hair. It's not painted, but there's so much going on. I love the skull kneecaps or knee pads. My only complaint with this one is the face skin tone doesn't match the rest of the body. Kind of weird there, but the face sculpt is great. Everything about this figure is amazing, and it's crazy to me that they only charged $20 for him. He's bigger than the average DC Multiverse figure, and overall, he is a solid pickup. In 4th place is Batman Beyond. When I saw the promo pictures for this figure, I didn't really care for what I saw. It was just kind of meh to me. I love the character of Batman Beyond. I grew up watching that show as a kid. so it's kind of got a special place for me. But when I actually saw the figure in person, I was blown away most of all by the proportions. They really nailed the kind of skinny but muscular physique similar to Spider-Man, and I think they really nailed that for this figure. Better than any I've ever seen for Batman Beyond, honestly. The face sculpt is great. I love that the bat symbol is a separate piece sculpted in. The clawed hands are awesome. Personally, I prefer him without the wings. I think he looks better. But it's great that they have that accessory so you can have him fly as well. So overall, an excellent figure and one of my very favorites. In third place is the big daddy himself, Darkseid. Again, I love Jack Kirby. I love the Fourth World. And I didn't have a Darkseid figure because most of them are just too expensive on the secondary market or even at retail. The figures that they release for Darkseid are just so pricey. So when I saw this one, I had to snag it. Unfortunately, McFarlane made the better version, the one with the chest armor, a Target exclusive. So I, like many, missed out on him because the pre-order sold out within like seconds. So I did have to buy him on the secondary market. I only paid about $60, which is $20 more than retail. So for me, it was worth it, but it really is a shame that this version was the exclusive. It should have been the shirtless one, an exclusive. Nevertheless, great figure. Darkseid's one of my favorite villains, and I loved Zack Snyder's Justice League, so I had to pick up all the figures from that wave. And he looks great. He looks just like the film. He's menacing. The face is spot on to what we saw in the movie. Definitely one of my favorites. Coming in the number 2 spot is the Three Jokers Batgirl figure that came out recently. This is a figure that I had literally no expectations for. I didn't even know if I was going to pick it up. I thought the promo pictures were fine, but nothing amazing. But I'm really glad I went ahead and bought this one because when I saw it in hand, I was blown away. I think the proportions are phenomenal. It's nice to see a Batgirl that's actually to scale. Like, she's not taller than some of the taller men or the just bigger figures. She's to scale, which to me is very important. She's got great articulation. The face sculpt is fantastic. The hair is really detailed and great. I just love how the batarang fits in her hand so perfectly. I know there is a little bit of reuse for the sculpting from the first Batgirl that McFarlane Toys did. I never had that figure, so I don't know how good that one was, but this one is the Batgirl to have, and I'm really glad I got her. Now all I need is Tim Drake to complete my Bat family. I don't love the Tim Drake that we're getting from Gotham Knights. I don't think that design is great, but I will be picking him up because that's the only one they've offered so far. But hopefully in the future we'll get a better Tim Drake. Anyways, Batgirl, honestly 10 out of 10. She is a great figure. So I do have a few honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is the Damian Wayne Robin figure that came out around the beginning of the year. I know a lot of people didn't love the head sculpt. It was too cartoonish for them, but personally I love it. I think it really captures kind of his defiant spirit and just grumpiness. And I really like that. I think the glaives are cool. I don't know how accurate that is if he uses glaives. I've never seen him do it, but they're cool. I think the sculpt is great. The design of Damian's Robin, to me, is the best of the Robins. My next honorable mention is the Injustice 2 Gorilla Grodd figure. Gorilla Grodd's one of my favorite Flash villains, so I was super stoked to get him. I really like the figure a lot. I just wish it was a little bit bigger and that the helmet could be removed. I don't really love Grodd wearing a helmet, so I wish there was either another head sculpt or you could just take it off. The armor design is great. The sculpting is phenomenal, so definitely a great pickup. And my last honorable mention is the Injustice 2 Dr. Fate figure. I love Dr. Fate and the JSA, so I was really excited for this guy, and I hope we see more JSA in the future. I love the designs from Injustice 2. There's so many great, kind of modern, but they still keep true to what the character looks like, and I think they did that great with Dr. Fate. So I hope we see more of that. I'm excited for the rumored Green Arrow Injustice 2 figure, and I believe there's a Reverse Flash Injustice 2 coming, which I'm super excited for. Anyways, Dr. Fate, he looks awesome. My only complaint is the hands that he came with are terrible. The wrists look really bad. He doesn't have any hand that looks like he's casting any type of spell, which is a shame, but he's still a great figure and he looks awesome. If you saw my latest video, you probably won't be surprised, but coming in at number 1 is Swamp Thing. I actually got this guy delivered on New Year's Eve, so I barely got him before the year finished, but he is an amazing figure. I just did a review of him, so go check that out if you want. But he's the biggest mega figure by far we've had so far, which, I could do with him being smaller, but he is an awesome figure. The detail is astounding. He has so much unique detail. There's no like mirroring. It's all different and asymmetrical throughout the character. Each leg and arm is different. Gorgeous. There's so much detail in there. There's flowers, there's vines, there's leaves, there's fungus, there's wood. There's so many different pieces that make up Swamp Thing, which is accurate to the character. And for me, a big Swamp Thing fan for the last 5 or 6 years, it's finally nice to have a figure. They're kind of hard to find. By far for me, Swamp Thing is the number 1 McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figure of 2021. Again, this year has had a lot of bangers, so many good ones, and I'm really excited for 2022. Hopefully McFarlane keeps the trend of just churning out awesome figures and giving us more of those deep cuts that we're all asking for. So thank you guys so much for giving this video a watch. I always appreciate it, and I love to hear what you guys think. So please let me know, what are your top 10 figures of the year? Let me know in the comments. And again, I would appreciate if you like and subscribe to the channel, and hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.